By the day. It's less than 7-minute mile.
So crazy.
Yeah.
I told him that, and he's like, I used to run 4-minute.
Yeah. 7.5. Just some stuff. Let me warm up first. I'm good. Oh. So good.
There you go. This is your question. It's easy. Next side. Your eyes on him. He knows you're gonna move as well. Inside. You can see it. You can see the move. Nice catch, Mike. Solid shot. Excellent. Yeah. Inside. Put the dash. Word that. Inside. Read. Michael Jones. Nice. Everything up. Yeah. Very nice. Beautiful. You're so good. They got a special leg. You don't have to box in your head here. Beautiful. Move that head. Back again. Lay down steadily. That's it. Watch your head up. Watch your head. Okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. It's the perfect form. There you go. Stop the tempo as soon as you grab. Yeah, you hunt. All the time.
Iron Mike Tyson has once again shown the world why his name still carries serious fear in boxing history. New reports from his Las Vegas training camp are stunning the boxing community at this very moment. According to sources, one sparring partner had to be taken to the hospital after being knocked out completely during a session with the 58-year-old icon. The most unbelievable part is that this incident reportedly happened while Mike was getting ready for a possible huge exhibition clash with Floyd Mayweather.
Any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
I love it. Why?
Huh?
You want to knock him out?
Well, I would love to fight him. I wish he was my weight.
All right, interesting answer.
Today, Mike is stronger than he was in his last fight. At 58 now, he looks better than he did at 54. In these 4 years, he studied everything he did right and everything he did wrong, then corrected it. That is the real beauty of this fight. His focus feels sharp and steady, and right now his overall energy is positive and very good too. Sources connected to the situation say the episode happened during what was meant to be a controlled technical sparring workout. Mike's camp had invited a younger boxer, a fighter in his early 30s with solid professional background, to assist Iron Mike in practicing certain punch combinations and defensive situations. According to people present, the session began in a routine way, with both men wearing headgear and keeping the pace fairly relaxed at the start.
Jesus, brother, nice Jesus. Nice one, Mike. Nice one, Mike. Bro, nice one, Mike. Mike.
Then suddenly, something changed in Mike. People who saw it unfold say there was a moment when the sparring partner landed a jab clean on Mike's nose. It was not a foul, just a solid punch during regular sparring. But that strike reportedly triggered a reaction in Iron Mike that no one anticipated. A witness inside the gym explained that Mike's whole attitude shifted immediately, as if a switch turned on in his mind and brought him back to his peak years.
Back to the body.
You alright, coach?
Mike, that well? Baby, I need 10 seconds. Put 10 seconds there. Good shit. Let's keep animal.
What took place after that is where the story becomes unbelievable. Several accounts say Mike began throwing punches with real intent and serious power. Witnesses talk about a combination that landed with such force it made everyone inside the gym stop moving. The sparring partner reportedly tried to grab and hold on to recover, but Mike did not allow it. Sources state Iron Mike stepped back, made a small opening, then fired a left hook to the body followed by an uppercut that actually lifted the opponent off his feet. The fighter crashed down hard, extremely hard. People in the camp claim he was unconscious before he even touched the canvas, and the impact of the uppercut echoed across the entire building. One insider called it the harshest moment they had seen inside a training session in many years. The room fell completely quiet for several seconds before staff quickly ran over to assist the downed boxer. Medical personnel were reportedly present, which is normal for a high-level training camp, but sources say they quickly requested an ambulance when the sparring partner failed to respond in a typical way. Accounts claim he stayed unconscious for several minutes, and even after waking up, he appeared confused and could not recall what had taken place. The team decided to send him to the hospital immediately for a full checkup and to make sure there was no serious injury. What makes the situation even more intense is what followed. Individuals linked to Mike's camp say Iron Mike looked unsettled once he understood how hard he had struck the opponent. Sources add that Mike remained inside the gym long after the ambulance departed, sitting quietly while going over the moment in his head. Someone close to the camp shared that Mike understands his strength, yet even he seems amazed at the level of power he can still produce at 58 years old.
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. Dude is big. He's not as slow as people think he is, and he can punch.
The condition of the sparring partner quickly became a serious worry for everyone connected to the camp. Initial updates said he was being checked for a possible concussion and had to stay overnight in the hospital for monitoring. Later reports indicated he was cleared to return home, but doctors strongly recommended he avoid any contact or training for at least a few weeks. Someone familiar with the medical review shared that the doctors were genuinely surprised a 58-year-old man could still produce that level of knockout force. The episode has reportedly sent waves across the boxing world for several reasons. First, it shows that Mike Tyson's famous power has not faded with age. Second, it creates real concern about what might happen if Mike steps into the ring with Floyd Mayweather for the rumored exhibition. Third, it has made other sparring partners think twice about working with Iron Mike, even if the pay is strong. Now let's talk about how professional fighters are responding, because their reactions have been very interesting. Terrence Crawford, who is said to be assisting Mike in preparation for a possible Floyd matchup, shared notable thoughts in a recent interview. Crawford explained that Mike's power is something you must feel to truly grasp. Bud added that seeing Mike strike the heavy bag is one thing, but experiencing the impact he creates, even in controlled technical sessions, is completely different.
How do you analyze what a fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather could look like, right? So then you think about when Floyd got in the ring with Big Show, we already know, like we know now more than we've ever known before that the WWE is fake. It's kind of like acceptable, but it wouldn't be acceptable in a boxing ring. You know, it wouldn't be acceptable if there becomes some sort of weird antics and things like that.
Sean Porter reacted on social media with his opinion about what happened. Porter stated that this situation confirms what he has been saying for a long time. He explained that power is usually the final ability a boxer loses, and Mike Tyson carried explosive power even compared to other heavyweights during his prime years. Porter added that if Mike can do something like this to a trained professional in his 30s during sparring, just imagine the outcome if he connects clean on Floyd Mayweather, who built his career in divisions where punching power is on a completely different level.
Gonna have the energy to move the way that he did before, you can get a more entertaining fight. You can get more of a back and forth scrap, which is what a lot of people wanted. And it's not a guarantee that this fight goes the distance, given these guys' age and where their punch resistance are, where their current punch resistance is, and you don't know.
Andre Ward shared a more careful viewpoint during his ESPN breakdown. Ward admitted that Mike obviously still carries serious power, but he questioned whether this situation really proves anything about a possible Floyd matchup. Ward explained that Floyd's complete defensive style is built around avoiding clean punches at all costs. He stated that knocking out a sparring partner in the gym is very different from connecting with that same punch against one of the most defensively skilled fighters in boxing history.
Exhibitions, you know, Mayweather's, he's still a killer, man, for real. Yeah, he still got it. So why not share the ring with Terrence Crawford, man? You know, you still got it. I know you can still go those rounds. Yeah, you still work hard too. You're still in shape, champ. Get that money, man. That's what you about. Money Mayweather. Make it happen. Bring it to the reality, right?
Bradley went into detailed technical analysis on his program. He explained that the reported combination Mike used, a body punch followed by an uppercut, is one of the most destructive setups in boxing when performed properly. Bradley pointed out that Floyd's shoulder roll defense, even though it is highly effective, might be exposed to that specific sequence if the timing is exact. He added that if Mike has been sharpening that combination under Crawford's direction, it could become a serious threat against Mayweather.
It was either Mike Tyson's knocking you out, one of the two. It was never a fight that I can remember where it was Tyson, Tyson's having a trouble, he's having a problem, and he brings it back round. At the moment he started to lose, or it started to get tough, it seemed to go the other way.
Heavyweight fighters have also been watching this situation very closely. Deontay Wilder said the news does not shock him in the slightest. Wilder explained that heavyweight power is simply on another level, and Mike Tyson was one of the most powerful punchers the division has ever witnessed. Even at 58, with slower speed and reflexes, that core strength still exists in Mike's muscles and bone structure. Wilder added that he would actually be more shocked if Mike no longer had the ability to hurt opponent. Tyson Fury shared his opinion during a press conference, and his reaction was quite entertaining. Fury said that Mike Tyson punching that hard at 58 shows that genetics truly matter, and some individuals are born with explosive power in their fists. Fury joked that he would refuse to spar with Mike Tyson even for $1 million, because no paycheck is worth being knocked out by a legend in a practice session that does not even count officially. David Hay, who understands heavyweight force from experience, also analyzed why this moment stands out. Hay explained that many fighters slowly lose their knockout ability as they age since their hand speed drops, and they cannot create the same impact. However, Mike Tyson's power was never based only on speed. It came from precise technique, strong leverage, and natural strength working together. Hay suggested that even with less speed, Mike's mechanics and positioning remain strong enough to deliver fight-finishing power. Now let's focus on what this could mean for a possible Floyd Mayweather matchup, because this event has totally shifted the way many people are breaking down that fight. Before this report came out, most experts strongly leaned toward Floyd due to his advanced boxing ability and elite defensive control. But now there is a serious discussion about whether Mike's power adds a real level of threat that simply cannot be dismissed.
Also, what you think about his athletic ability and his boxing ability, you still see what happens when he lands a punch on somebody. He's still a strong guy. Mike Tyson is still 58, no matter what you think of him. 58 years old brain. Tyson doesn't have that crazy head movement that he had in his youth. First of all, that's an energy-burning style. At 58 years old, you're not pulling that style off. Tyson didn't even have that style in his mid-30s when he was almost at retirement age. He was already not moving his head like that.
Paulie Malignaggi, who understands Floyd's style as well as almost anyone, admitted on a podcast that this sparring episode makes him a bit less certain about his prediction. Paulie said he still believes Floyd should win with ease by outboxing Mike and forcing him to miss throughout the fight. However, he also recognized that if Mike connects with one of those heavy shots, he clearly still carries. Everything could shift in a second. Mayweather has never been knocked out in his career, yet he has also never faced a puncher with the kind of power Mike Tyson brings.
You saw the knee brace on, and you just saw the way he was moving. If you watch Mike Tyson, I mean, think about all the Mike Tyson fights we've seen. Think about the movement, the head movement, you know, the foot movement, etc. And then to see that and to know that he's 31 years older than you, literally approaching 60 years of age, I think to see it in front of his face at that moment, it hit.
Stephen A. Smith reacted strongly on First Take about this situation. Stephen A. said this shows that a Floyd versus Mike fight could truly be dangerous and maybe should not take place. He explained that exhibitions are meant to be fairly safe and controlled contests. But if Mike is knocking out professional fighters in their prime during training, what would happen if he connects clean on Floyd? Stephen A. added that Floyd may need to rethink the entire plan because the danger might outweigh the reward. Max Kellerman shared a completely different opinion on the same show. Max argued that this incident actually makes the fight even more exciting and necessary from an entertainment perspective. According to him, boxing fans want to find out whether Floyd's defensive brilliance can truly neutralize Mike's power, or if Mike can accomplish what no one else ever has and knock out Money Mayweather. Max said it's that uncertainty that makes people eager to watch. The betting odds reportedly shifted after news of the sparring incident spread. Several offshore sportsbooks moved their lines, making Mike slightly less of an underdog than before. One bookmaker mentioned they're seeing a lot more action on Tyson because bettors are attracted to the knockout possibility. The logic is straightforward. If Mike can drop a young professional during sparring, he can definitely hurt Floyd if he lands clean. Roy Jones Jr. also gave his perspective as someone who actually shared the ring with Mike in an exhibition. Roy said Mike's power was very real, even when both of them were holding back. He recalled moments when Mike let his hands go and the force felt genuinely frightening. Roy believes this sparring story is completely believable because he experienced that power firsthand and knows it hasn't disappeared. Rafael Garcia, Mike's current trainer, reportedly addressed the situation carefully during an interview at the gym. Garcia emphasized that sparring accidents are an unfortunate but normal part of boxing. However, he also noted that Mike's power has been remarkably preserved through his training routine. Garcia explained that the combination of Mike's genetics, his continued strength training, and his refined punching technique ensures he remains dangerous with his hands. The debate over exhibition rules has intensified since this news surfaced. Some are calling for strict limitations on how hard Mike and Floyd should be allowed to punch in a potential exhibition. Others argue that placing too many restrictions would defeat the purpose, as fans want to see something authentic. Sources claim both camps are discussing possible safety measures, but neither side wants the event to look staged or overly controlled. Teddy Atlas offered one of the most balanced takes on the situation. Atlas acknowledged that Mike clearly still possesses serious power, which is both impressive and concerning. At the same time, he pointed out that landing that power on Floyd Mayweather is far more difficult than landing it on a sparring partner. Atlas explained that Floyd would likely rely on constant movement, staying out of range, and forcing Mike to miss until fatigue sets in. According to Atlas, the real real question isn't whether Mike can knock Floyd out. It's whether he can catch him clean in the first place. That's all for now. For the latest updates, breaking moments, and in-depth coverage from the world of boxing, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn